Good morning, Paul Case here. Just getting around here. It's about 7:30, fixing to leave. The heifers are up working on a bale of hay there. Yeah, I didn't sell all of them. I still got 9 nice black heifers. I got a little lumber ready to go here. I'm fixing to take off, go to 4th State, and if you look, and I don't know how well this shows up, but all of the sky west of us, northwest and southwest, has got heavy rain clouds in it. I'm gonna try to get around and get that little patch of milo drilled today. It's July the 10th. We got one patch where we had oats at. We got them cut off and went ahead and mowed and baled what was there so the stubble would be manageable from a no-till drill. And we got a rain yesterday. I don't know how much, but the soil, the dirt's gonna be a little bit wet anyway on top, so maybe we'll get a little more today, but we're gonna try to get that stuff drilled as best we can. I don't think we'll be able to get it to go in the ground very good, but that's this is experiment in action. There, you might be able to see that cloud's a little bit better. And I don't know how much video I'll get today, but I'll try to get enough to make one. Run around, done my cow checking yesterday evening. Milo checking. The milo that we've got planted, some of it's doing really good. The plants are putting out extra roots off the sides of them, and this is really the first good rain it's actually had. Had a couple little showers, but when we planted it, there was moisture in the ground, and the places we planted that had a little bit of growth on them that we killed when we sprayed it. And I think that's made all the difference in keeping the moisture in the soil so it didn't dry out some more. That, and the temperatures had not been terribly hot. We'd been up in the mid-90s, but never like 100 to 105, which happens sometimes around here. So I'll shut you off, and we'll try to get some more later. Well, I'm back. It's almost 9 o'clock. Maybe around 9 o'clock. I don't know. I helped Scott kind of get started. He had a part he had changed before he could start on the sawmill, and then got Mildred unhooked from the trailer. Got Dakota on his way to the field with the drill. Got it somewhat serviced and ready to go. It's difficult to shift and steer with one hand, especially when your truck pulls a little bit to one side. So we're going to go to the field and see if we can help him get started here. The rain clouds are getting closer. It's looking like we may get a shower. I don't know. On the radar earlier, it looked like it would just miss us. But whether it does or whether it doesn't, this is ideal time to plant. Haven't had a good shower yesterday, and the first one in a long time. In these driveways along here, you can see puddles. Of course, that don't happen in the field. He's using a little 1494 that I have bought. Believe it or not, I bought it off an ad on Craigslist, and there wasn't even a picture for it. It just said old tractor. And it was a neighbor of mine that had it. Didn't live very far from me. I don't know what that is. Maybe 8-foot no-till drill. And you can see how dark blue and black the sky looks over there. I'd say it's going to rain on us. Stuff moves. A lot of our weather moves from the southwest here, and then sometimes from the northwest here, and this one is going east, southeast. And it was, when I looked before I started this morning, it was about Coffeyville. Didn't look, don't know where it's at. Have to do a little adjustment on the seeding rate. I want to put a little more seed on. We've got the seed already purchased and in the seeder, so. And here's where we spread fertilizer yesterday. This is not a very big piece, and I know I've had it on film before. Just 4 acres about. So let's see if we can get Dakota started. When I was, I don't know, when I was helping my folks bale hay, I know I was still in school when he did this. The guy that owned it plowed this up, and then he had like a 2-bottom plow and a 3.7-foot disc maybe, and he planted hay grazer in here, and my dad baled the hay grazer for him. Thought it would make better feed for his cows. You know, us cattlemen are always trying to look for that. I don't know if you can see any of the fertilizer. We got quite a little mat of grass on here, but if you get down there, there is a little moisture in the dirt. It's sticking to my finger like that. Let's try to get the first run to be a straight line right down that mark so that it'll miss that tree limb and everything. So get straightened up there. Go real slow until I make sure it's all working. Hold on. Man, we ain't got enough weight. Some of them are getting in the dirt, but some of them ain't. Come here. That one was. You want to make sure you got your tires pulled all the way up every time you do it. You need to look at this because I've changed it from when we was doing oats. We're doing some skip rows. We've got one there that skipped. We've got basically 2 that's not working on each side. Okay, one there, and one there. And then the same thing repeated over here. So you're kind of going to have a double in the middle. All right. When you get done, you're going to want to plant rows across the ends on both ends. Okay. Let's get going. See that over there? That's rain. You're going to get wet. Are you ready to get wet? What? Are you ready to get wet? Fabio, ain't he got hair? He got a haircut yesterday. He come home and I told him they missed some. I'm not very happy with that. I suppose some of them seeds are getting in the dirt. Some of them just barely touching the dirt. Well, this is one of those places where it just is going to be what it is. Oh, ground is hard. This may be one of those places where we wind up coming back over here if we ever get anything to grow, and before it frosts, bale it, because we already gonna see it ain't gonna make much. I did spray kill this, so it should be on the way down. I don't know how that works when you spray it. If you spray kill it right after you cut it off, I know there's not as much green stuff there to have to kill, but I don't know if that works to where you have less plant to kill or not, because on some of those plants I've been told that spraying it or mowing it kicks the roots into high gear so that they do a lot more trying to make stuff. So I don't know. I just don't know. I guess it'll be all right however it works. We're overcomers. However it comes out, we can deal with it. This field's half a quarter mile from one side of it here to the other down there where he's almost to it, and that'd be 660 feet. I don't know what all the speeding up and slowing down is all about. Pretty good dirt here though. This is the second time we've drilled it, and there ain't no rocks here. I don't know whether they just managed to get it worked deep enough and enough times that it's all been picked up or what, but there are no rocks here. The old dirt is just brown stuff though. It's not really good dirt. If we was drilling wheat like this, I'd be no worry at all, because I know that wheat would grow. The way we're trying to get this milo to grow, I'm not so sure. I can see though that if we wasn't to get a very good stand of milo here, instead of trying to harvest it, we might just bale it in square bales and then run them through our hammer mill. That drill has a rolling cutter on the front end of it that runs a chain drive to the seed box there. He's going to get the hang of this. Dakota's drilled before. He drilled wheat for me last fall. I call it fall. It wasn't fall. He's halfway in the field before he ever let her down. That little drill actually has a place where you can put weights on it to try to get it to penetrate the dirt better, but I don't have any weights to hang on it. I think it does all right. Most of the time we're getting plenty deep, especially if there's any ground moisture. We have been dry here. This is the 10th of July, and last time it had rained, and we had a couple little showers that got near us, and we might get sprinkles, but we never got enough rain to make any of the dirt wet. And so last time we had actually got a rain was the last of May. So we've been 40 days We got some hay baled right around the 1st of June. I think I mowed the first hay we done the 1st of June because we just had rain. We didn't get any hay made in May, and it was a little late. That late freeze that a lot of the farmers are talking about that kind of hurt their wheat crop, that kind of hurt our hay crop. And our hay crop wasn't nearly as good because of that freeze that we'd had. And it was late. And what a freeze does to the fescue is it sets the grass back to where the bottom part of it, not the stem where the seed head is, but the bottom part of it that's grass that the cows eat. They don't like the stem much unless it's really, really green and juicy. And what it does to that is it makes the grass where the grass don't grow as good, and then you don't have as good as pasture. And so my cows was kind of just nip and tuck. I was to the point of thinking that I may need to be putting hay out in April. Even though we was getting some rain, the only thing that was really growing was the stem and the seed head. We just didn't have much grass on it. But the Bermuda grass started to coming on then around the 1st of May, and that kind of improved some. And it's weird, you can tell the difference in how your calves are doing. The cows, their condition, if things get really bad, well, their condition will go down quite a bit. But you can tell the difference in how good your calves are doing because they're getting the milk off from that cow. So this place has a little bit better dirt about halfway down that field. The oats that we'd planted in here, they kind of struggled because of too much water and problems like that. And so it's runs a possibility that the grass would be better about halfway down the field. And we fertilized this to grow some of this stuff. We didn't just fertilize it to make hay on. There's a difference in how much you put on. So yeah, he would definitely have to plant end rows. I could plant without having to worry about it as much. Good Lord, she's coming into the field 30 feet before he let her down. You can see a little bit of brown sticking to the press wheels. That's good. And he's got the tires lifted up off the ground even though they're rolling. They're just rolling because the grass hits them once in a while. And you can see how those dead furrows have caused this field to be real uneven. That drill tipping like that because it's riding on a back furrow or riding down in a dead furrow on one side. So, well, we'll check back in with you. Let's go look at this, see if he's getting any better seed in the ground a little ways into this. Sometimes things get a little better. The grass is wet from the rain we had and dew. See how difficult it is to tell after we've been through here with several different implements and cutting the ground all up. And right there we got some seed dirt contact where it went through a little hump. And some of this other, what you're seeing right there, is fertilizer, not a seed. This one right here has got seeds in it though. Let's see if we can find one in the midst of that grass. I see some on up. See, that's the one with seed in it, because that's seed right there. Just don't know if we're getting... Yep, there was one that was in the dirt. There's another one that was in the dirt. Some of them on top and some in the dirt. But the total best thing for this would be that we get a shower. He's doing a good job of getting them to line up here. This right here would be the spacing. Right there is one, and right there's a cut. So he's doing a good job of getting them to line up. If we get any of it to come up, it ought to look all right. So, well, I'm gonna leave him with it and go haul 2 bales of stuff to the house. If it don't start raining before he shows back up at the house, I guess I'll come get him. I'll bring him an umbrella. Maybe I'll just bring him an umbrella. Vote in the comments whether you think I should just bring him an umbrella or come get him or just leave him here to finish it. He's young and a little bit green. He might not think he could finish if it's raining, but doing a good job. Good as you can expect from old. Gosh, I don't know. Mid-90s maybe. And an early 90s tractor. Mid-90s drill and an early 90s tractor. We're farming like it's 1995. first little batch. And right over here, turn around where we can see the whole thing. Just this little patch. And it made my hopper full. At least in the front it's full. That's better than I expected that would be. So, and I think that was probably the best of it. Some of this is wet. That spot right there is really wet. Feel the combine bogged down when I'm trying to drive through it. If you're just looking at the tire, you can see moisture on the tire. Just stays really wet down here. And so I got all that looks brown right there yet to go. I have a feeling it'll be kind of a parting it out kind of mission. But now I get to take me a little old short break here. I don't think that patch there took me 30 minutes. It did. It took me about 30 minutes. So I got a couple hours over here. Maybe this field's bigger than that one. I think there'll be a lot of it to go around. Just don't have much on it. You can see it's not real thick. But that over there done better than I thought it would. Now when we cut the last little dab over Jim Ball's place, why it didn't do very good, and it was a little damp. I don't know. Stuff didn't come out very good. Of course, it wasn't near as tall as this here is. This field's got a lot more fertility in it to start with, so I'm gonna get up here and see if I can get this offloaded. Hopefully it'll just unload all out of there on its own, but when we did that the other day, we had to do a bunch of pushing and prod and crap like that to it. Wait, did I mention waiting? We're gonna let it do all it can on its own, and we're gonna wait. It's falling in, so maybe it'll go ahead and unload most of it. It's got some chaff in it. It ain't perfect, but it'll make cow feed. It'll especially make the kind of cow feed I was looking for in oats, something a little fibrous to put with the corn we buy. It'd be a good problem to have that all of this wouldn't fit in this buggy. Gotta be a lot drier than when I cut the other day. Got quite a bunch in there. Hopefully it'll go ahead and fall down on its own. I'm gonna give it all the time it needs. Actually, stupid wind. That'll help some of it fall down. Look at all the grasshoppers. Oh, that's enough for now. Well, we got them oats cut, got the trailer back to house. I got the combine out of that field, but I didn't bring it home yet. We probably didn't make altogether less than 100 bushel of oats, but it'll do. It'll help out in the long run. I can't get any of them bought out of the field. Nobody wants to raise them. If I had somebody else that raise them, I'd buy some. I just plant what we've got to mile over wheat. Something easier to grow. We did run out, and for anybody that's wondering, I've not ever filled that tank. We got it moved in here, and this one was one that I bought as a wagon and put on that trailer not very long ago. We bought this one at an auction late last summer, and we had corn in it over the winter, and it worked really good. And for anybody that's wondering, hadn't seen this, I actually fill my loader bucket on my skid loader out of these gravity boxes, and I'll be able to get right up to this one here and get grain out of it. Those two are just storage facility. And then this here grinder, this lid here flips over, and then we put that chute right there. It's on a pallet over here to where we can dump that grain in that grinder with our loader bucket. We run out of everything and need a little more feed, and I got 2/3 of a load in that grinder and enough oats right there in bags, and I'll probably end up dumping them out of the bags and putting them in that box back there because they keep better with a whole bunch. And then I think there's enough corn in there for at least one bunch, probably closer to 2. We had to go to Bartlett and get us 80 bushel of corn. I thought that would be enough to make a couple grinder loads. And so I'm just about done for today. It's Saturday, it's 3 o'clock. I knew Scott wasn't going to be able to help me with this, but I thought Dee would. You see hiding her hair of me. Need to help me get everything moved. Get this radio shut off. And we did get some wheat bought. That wagon right there is full of wheat. That wagon right there will apparently hold 100 bushel of wheat with them foot-tall sides on it. So I think I'm just going to wait to go back and get the combine. I really think I'm done. I am itchy from head to toe and tired, and I wish I had enough stick to it to fill my feed box up and need a little feed, but I guess I can drive in there and dip some out of the back of the mixer for the heifers in the morning. I don't really know what the temperature is. It's probably in the 90s, and there's a nice little breeze, but Today the misery index is pretty high. So that's a couple days worth. Hope you enjoy watching these videos. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost anything. And if anybody needs a side-by-side, have I got a deal for you? I've got one that I'd like to have a new home. Just because I got something that was a little bit nicer. And it's that one. You may have seen it. I know I've been on it. A little dump bed on it. It's a manual dump bed. It's about like a golf cart. Go very fast. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.